Part 3, you will hear two students discussing a research project with their tutor. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
Maya, Tom, your proposal is about flashcards in first-year anatomy. Why did you choose that topic rather than a broader study of revision techniques?
Mainly because many first-year students already used flashcards. We did not have to persuade them to try an unfamiliar method, so the project felt realistic.
And it gave us two formats to compare, printed cards and a digital version.
Good, but your pilot study has a limitation. What worries me most is not the length of the quiz or the number of interviews. It is that the group was drawn from one seminar only.
Yes, that makes it too narrow. We should not imply that the pilot represents the whole year group.
Exactly.
One thing that surprised us was how students treated the printed cards. I expected them just to read them, but many added little diagrams and memory notes on the back.
That was interesting, because we had assumed the digital cards would encourage more active use.
Be careful with the recall scores as well. They are useful, but only as early evidence requiring caution. They do not prove that one method is better, especially with your small sample.
So in the report, we should describe the scores as suggestive, not conclusive.
Precisely.
For the main study, I think we should compare students with similar prior knowledge. Otherwise, someone who already knows the anatomy terms may look like they learned more from the cards.
That would strengthen the design. Do not simply ask everyone to revise longer. That would change the behavior you are trying to observe.
In the final report, should we focus on the software brand? Some students mentioned that they liked it.
No, your emphasis should be the link between study habits and learning. The app matters only because it shapes those habits. If you present the project as a review of a brand, the educational question becomes too small. You need to show how the format changes what learners actually do while revising.
That helps, because our discussion section was beginning to sound like a product comparison rather than an education study.
Exactly, keep returning to behavior, spacing, self-testing, annotation, and confidence.
Before you hear the rest of Part 3, you have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
We also need advice on our different data sources.
Start with the revision diaries. They are useful, but you need systematic coding. For example, code whether a diary entry describes repetition, self-testing, or drawing diagrams.
That makes sense. The app usage logs are more difficult. They show when students opened the app, but not whether they were concentrating.
Then keep those logs as background context. They can support your description of behavior, but they should not carry the argument.
What about weekly quiz scores? We only collected them for 2 groups.
They need a larger sample before use. Otherwise, one unusually strong group could distort the comparison.
And the interview comments?
Collect those after the exam. If you interview students too soon, they may talk about confidence rather than what actually helped them perform.
So diaries coded carefully, app logs as context, quiz scores only with a larger sample, and interviews after the exam.
That is the right direction. Now rewrite your methods section so those decisions are clear.
That is the end of Part 3. Now turn to Part 4.